Title: Considerations on Global Warming 8-1. ATCAS 6919. Introduction. After calculating the annual root mean square temperature from the monthly average temperature data for Tokyo, 1876 to 2024, provided by the Japan Meteorological Agency, and verifying the two-term sine wave approximation formula derived from this data, I would like to share some reflections. As an architect, some of my thoughts may be speculative. For scientific evidence, please refer to reference 1, but the main point is that a two-term sine wave approximation was derived from Tokyo's annual average temperature data, confirming. Main discussion. Where do the two components and two amplitudes of this periodicity originate? I suspect, based on the relationship with Mt. Fuji's activity, that it originates from the Earth itself. I also considered the solar activity cycle, but the numbers do not match at all. Upon closer inspection of the graph, I noticed that the waveform in the modern era, x is almost equal to 30 to 320 in figure 1, is clearly different from other periods. Curious, I created a graph for x equals 0 to 2500, shown in figure 1. Figure 1. Modern humanity possesses two unique things. First, as discussed in the main text, we no longer use firewood for cooking or heating baths, but instead use gas and electricity. This allows us to enjoy the cleanest air in recorded history, despite explosive population growth. While people debate global warming or climate change, the reality is rather modest. Second, as noted in figure 2, is nuclear energy, which began with Einstein's special, 1905, and general, 1916, theories of relativity. According to reference 2, despite complications, Einstein signed a letter to the US president. He could not foresee how the US, armed with nuclear weapons, would lose its humanity. He later considered signing that letter the greatest mistake of his life and devoted his remaining years to peace. Reference 3 provides a Japanese translation of the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, signed just days before his death, which remains relevant even 70 years later. Figure 2. Based on this, I will attempt to predict the future, considering the worst-case scenario so that we are not caught off guard. First, regarding the Nankai Trough earthquake, as predicted in reference 1, it could occur in 2062, but if the shortest cycle is realized, it could be as soon as 2036. There is no scientific guarantee that the Nankai Trough epicenter will not trigger other epicenters. It is more reasonable to assume they could be linked. The activity of Mt. Fuji is also concerning. According to Figure 3 in Reference 1, eruptions tend to occur near the highest and lowest points of the cycle, and we are currently near the peak. An eruption could happen at any time, and eruptions near the peak tend to be larger. Considering that ancient Imahaso collapsed to its current form, it would not be surprising if an eruption of similar scale occurred again. Figure 3. There is no guarantee that this chain reaction would not affect active faults and volcanoes across Japan. What would happen to nuclear power plants in such a scenario? As seen in the Fukushima Daiichi disaster, likely nothing would be done. The rest is left to the imagination. Supporting this, future generations after us will not possess nuclear energy, and the pattern will revert to that seen before the Edo period. Conclusion. The past cannot be changed, but the future can. We must immediately abolish nuclear energy. If anyone holds a different or opposing view, I invite them to refute my argument. If not, I hope for education and civic participation. I would feel more at ease if my argument were refuted. References. Reference 1, Author's Own Considerations on Global Warming 8, URL 8.docs. Reference 2, Japan Jensukyo, Sawada Shoji's Anti-Nuclear Seminar 5. Einstein's Letter, Access December 25, 2025. Reference 3, Japan Pugwash Conference, New Japanese Translation of the Russell-Einstein Manifesto, published May 3, 2021, Access December 25, 2025. The end.